I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about I was lost and depressed.
Oh.
You know, Margaret, I have found that going through a breakup is one of the hardest things anyone could go through in life.
No question about it.
And talking to people around the world day in and day out, it really is just incredible how many of us have a lot of the same experiences,
Absolutely.
the same hurts, the same fears, and go through the same amount of pain. Doesn't matter sometimes if your relationship was 2 years or 20 years or 2 months.
Yeah.
It's incredible how sometimes you can know somebody for a short amount of time and just be devastated.
Right.
And so it oftentimes really doesn't make a difference how long your relationship was or how severe or intense it got, whether you were married or just dating.
Right.
It has more to do with like how we felt about the
That's
relationship.
exactly right. It's all the buttons it pushed for us and the strings it pulled up and yeah.
And so so many times we just feel like our depression is never going to go away.
That's right.
The pain is never going to go away. We're never going to get any better. But it does get better in time. I can tell you from my own personal experiences with breakups, it does get better. Okay? It may not happen as fast as you want it to, and sometimes you may find yourself regressing and really looking frustrated because you're like, when is this going to get better?
Right.
But it does get better.
It does get better.
And so I have a nice email today that I want to share that somebody did a coaching with Margaret, and I thought you guys would appreciate this one because you probably can relate to what this guy went through. Okay? So they said, Dear Craig and Margaret, I just wanted to email and say thank you. Thank you for your knowledge, dedication, and pure brilliance regarding helpful advice on how to become a better person and thrive in relationships. I love your Star Wars quirks and references. I myself am a massive Marvel fan.
Yes, I remember him.
In which I like making references to my favorite superhero, Thor.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how
he related to you. Yeah.
I wonder how he felt about Thor in this new Marvel movie. I know you haven't seen it. Yeah. But Thor was really traumatized.
Oh, poor Thor.
Yes, and he seemed to be having PTSD.
Is he going to call us next week?
Possibly.
Okay.
The character was experiencing like PTSD for something that happened in the movie before.
Oh.
So I'm sure he can relate to that.
I'm sure he can.
I have recently just done a coaching call with Margaret, and wow.
Wow.
What a woman she is.
Oh, God love you.
Her insight, her passion, and her knowledge shone through, and I instantly felt my anxiety drop more and more as the call went on. She was and is fantastic.
Oh, God bless you, sir.
We spoke about my breakup and what happened 3 months ago at the start of the new year, where I was absolutely devastated. My ex broke up with me after I came home from my last exam.
Yeah. I
I was studying a master's degree, volunteering full-time as an unpaid intern, and also working self-employed as much as possible to earn a living. So you can imagine,
Yes.
This woman was probably just biding her time until the exam was over to break up with him.
Yep.
Right?
Because she, you can see she was ready to say you don't spend any time with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do a call with him, so you know the situation. I was lost, deeply depressed, and felt like my heart was ripped out, thrown on the floor, and stomped on. I think he probably got that from
that's quite
my
the vision.
description.
That's quite the vision, yeah.
Yeah. The breakup was the worst pain I've ever experienced, even after losing my dad 5 years ago to leukemia. That's funny. That's probably around the same time that my mom passed away from cancer.
Right.
And I know, and I can tell you, my breakups were more painful than losing my mom.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
Which is hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but it is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it really does surprise me. And I think some people probably feel guilty about that.
They do. They do indeed. Yeah.
But, you know, you have to remember that a lot of what we experience in the pain is a chemical reaction. Okay? And you can't control that.
No.
That, the chemicals released in my body were much worse over this breakup than the death. So you can't blame yourself or don't feel guilty because it hurt more over a breakup than it did losing a parent or a friend or something.
Feelings are neither good nor bad, they just are, and we have to deal with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have found that I think people feel like they're almost embarrassed.
Yeah, to admit how much they hurt.
Yeah. Like, I can't believe, like, my dad passed away or my mom passed away and I'm hurting more over this breakup. Like, I don't understand it.
It was in the present and there was always the hope it was going to fix everything.
Yeah. And also your body is having chemical reactions, which you have no control over.
No control over them, no.
Okay. He says, I cried a lot, felt the sheer high level of separation anxiety, and stupidly thought I could get her back by, brace yourself, Craig, writing a handwritten letter. He says, oh God, the shame.
Yeah, he was funny. He did tell me that. Say, I wrote the handwritten letter. It's okay, we still love you. It's all right.
1 month after the breakup almost felt like a wake-up call after finding your YouTube channel. The content and advice is absolutely outstanding. So much I wish I knew about it sooner.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I just wish I had found you sooner.
Yeah.
Well, help your friends that are struggling in their relationships. Right. Show them. Get them to see sooner so they don't have to go through what you are.
Right.
I knew then I had to set about my challenge and work on myself. I can only focus and change what I can control.
That's right.
Like I mentioned, Thor earlier, he lost his mom, his dad, his brother, and had to fight his own sister. Yet he continues to get stronger. I knew, and you could see, even though Thor is this god and superhero, he struggled, and you saw in the newest movie.
That's great, and it worked. The story works.
I knew I had to become stronger. Finances were shy, but I invested my savings into counseling therapy, went to the doctors and was prescribed medication,
good for him,
and then purchased the workbooks on your website. They are spot on. I have managed to get to the 5th workbook, and I'm going to go through them again and revise my answers and see if I can retain the information more and more. And that is something that I highly recommend you guys do. When you go through the workbooks, you try and spend 20 to 30 minutes on them every day. Just a little bit. Work on it. Then review your answers from the day before. Then go forward. Then the next day, review your answers. And you want to keep doing this to retain things. Because, you know, if you're studying for an exam, you're not just going to learn it by listening to something one time. It takes real work and effort to retain information.
Yes, it does.
Especially, you know, information that you're trying to change internally that you've never been able to do before, right? And
it's hard work.
It is hard work.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Absolutely. Okay, he says, Margaret's coaching call was brilliant. She explained the power of how people are attached to their parents and how you should be cautious. My ex was still, I assume, hugely attached to her mother, in which whenever she had high anxiety trouble, she would contact her mom before me.
I thought that told us a volume.
You want to explain why that's so important for people? Because when they're going through this, they don't realize why the attachment and their connections to the caregivers is having such a powerful impact on
if you remember,
the breakup.
One of my favorite subjects is be sure your partner is free to attach to you. And in order to be free to have an adult romantic relationship, you have to have at least to some extent, moved your attachment, your affiliation, and your loyalty from your family of origin to your peers, whether it's friends or a romantic partner or whoever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot continue to be attached to your parents in the same way you are growing up and still have a truly adult relationship.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So that's why I questioned that immediately. That it looked to me like she might not be free to attach with him if she was still that attached with her mother. Okay?
It's almost like you can look at it this way, like each person is going to have like one primary attachment family system, right? And if you're hung up on that one from your childhood, you're not really going to be free to let go and make the other one the priority.
Exactly. And that's what adolescence and early adulthood is all about. That's our time to, it's not that we don't love our family anymore or that we won't see them anymore, but that's not who we're going to go to for comfort.
That's right.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, Margaret beautifully reassured me I'm doing so well and will continue to do so well. And she said, if I wanted to, when my ex reaches out, be in the position that she has to work to get me back.
Right.
Not the other way around.
Other way around. Right.
I still have work to do, and I will continue to do so. The workbooks and your videos have become a daily habit in which I look forward to every single time. Big thanks to you and Margaret.
Oh, how lovely of him.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Of course I remember you. And of course I remember Thor.
And, you know, it really does help for other people that are going through these experiences.
Yes, to know there's a light at the end of the tunnel, maybe.
Yeah,
Right.
and not only that, but you're not alone. There are millions of people right now hurting over breakups.
Right.
Millions.
Yeah.
And you guys are among the ones that are working the hardest to turn it around.
Yeah.
And that's something that you should be proud of because, you know, you didn't choose the breakup, most of you anyway, but you're choosing to handle it like an adult and do something about it.
And do what you can.
And that's where the power is.
Yeah, that's it. That's where the power is. It's
Yep.
You're no longer kind of passive and waiting for life to happen to you. You do something to take life, you know, on your terms.
So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys and you can relate and you can see that things do get better. And just continue working on yourself and learning and growing and being the best version of you. And eventually you're going to have a success story.
Yes, you are.
With your ex or with somebody else, but turning your life around is what we're all about here. So
I was just going to say, too, the concept of the hero has always been that heroes don't have it easy. That's why they're heroes. Heroes have their own battles and their own struggles, and as he points out here, continue gaining strength. And that's why we admire them.
yeah.
And Thor is one of the strongest of them all, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great point. Is that the hero really, if they don't face adversity, then they're really not much of a hero.
They're not much of a hero. So that's all very healthy. That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret, of course, is here for Skype coaching as well.
Yes, I'm available. Feel free to sign up with me.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website and she can be your hero.
Yes, I'll be your hero. All right.
But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.